That's all good.
So it started off with us discussing more about Quark and the lizard. The idea of getting both pops up, but it didn't turn out to be a good idea. So we just go with Quark, even though Argus didn't seem too happy with leaving the lizard behind. The lady gives us some extra supplies, which is about 3 days worth, to be nice to us, and then Maddie pays out of pocket for it. And then as we're kind of talking about what to do next, Smalls starts taking damage with no warning. It's coming from his hand, and so then we're all like, oh shoot, Quinn must be in trouble. So we all go running over to where Quinn was while Maddie keeps an eye on Quark. And then Morn, we jumped over to Morn and Drew. Morn is stuck in the water somewhere after they're leaving Marceline's. And he's surrounded by waves and tempest, and then a giant god is reaching out to him, and Drew makes a connection that's what Morn has been trying to talk to him about. Morn tells Drew to join him, and then Drew responds with, "This isn't for me. This is what you wanted, isn't it?" And just kind of watches him fall, and then feels bad about it afterwards. Morn is dragged underneath the waters, and then while he's trying to get his jellyfish heart to start working, lightning hits the sand at his feet, and he gets impaled by a trident, so then he's stuck there and just starts bleeding out. And then when Drew tries to do something about it, he gets pulled away till Morn's not in range anymore. And then right as Morn is about to die, they are suddenly back in Marceline's shop again. Drew gets really upset and leaves. Morn Rose babbling about how great the god is before leaving and going off to do his own thing away from the rest of the group. And then Malin sees Drew walking as she's going with the rest of the group to find Quinn, and takes his hand, and then they all go running off. And then we jump back to Morn. Morn is in a clown tent and finds some outfits that he thinks would work for whatever it is that he's trying to do. Tries to be sneaky and ends up running into the same performers who told him to get off their turf earlier. He tries to run and ends up crashing over the makeup table and not getting away at all. Horribly wrong. As he's trying to cast a spell so that way the guys don't get him, the ringleader shows up. And the ringleader is another satyr. He tries to convince him that he's just a newbie, which allegedly works at the time. And then we jump back to the rest of the group, and we're all looking for Quinn, and it's not going well. We find the holy symbol, and then we find a random guy, and Smalls starts questioning him. And the guy does not answer. So then he starts intimidating him, which scares the poor guy. He tells us that the Snatchers took her, and then points in a random direction. And then Smalls lets him go. Drew helps him up before coming with the rest of the group. And then we run into the satyr, the ringleader with a cane. He doesn't give us very much help, but he's also really pissed at us. And is we haven't made a great first impression on him. So he basically tells us to get off his, get out of his circus, and we keep our bones intact. So then we all end up going back as we're trying to figure things out. What we do know is that Quinn's, the people who took Quinn work for the Trinity Church. And specifically it's the Order of Inquisition. So we need to find somebody who's willing to help us. That's the only information that he really gives us. So we head towards the dojo, and then Malin and Drew see Chiron's grave for the first time. And when we interact with that, Drew puts a Drum's skull on the statue of Chiron, and it changes to a statue that has him on there. And then we got the perk called One Last Ride. Maddie and Smalls go to talk to the drunk dojo master. And he doesn't really have a whole lot of information, but he suggests that we try talking to somebody else who knows the city differently. So they have the idea to talk to Angus and Ingus. Angus does have info, so he tells us to make our way back. Once we get there, Ingus starts interacting with Quark, and then Angus shows us a map of the warehouses that the Inquisition used to use 20 years prior, and kind of tries to help us narrow it down a bit. And then Smalls tries praying a little bit more. That doesn't work too well. Maddie asks Drew if maybe they should get in contact with Slevin, and then Drew starts holding a book up to his eye, to try to get information. And the response that he got was not in Slevin's voice, and it also was not helpful. And then Smalls decides to pull out the soul coin and ask Crowley, and then Crowley said that the first one was free and gives us like the exact location of which warehouse, which was really close to one of the old warehouses that Argus knew about. So then we all make our way over there. Ellie uses invisibility on Quaddle after Morn sneaks around and tries looking through windows. They find Quinn in the center of what looks like a really creepy church, getting her nails ripped out by a man in a robe. And so then we all get inside to find out that there's a barrier between them two and the rest of us. He calls us a bunch of heretics. And then 3 other people appear on the catwalk above us. And then that was where the end of the first session was. The second session, I'm like, oh. Second session, Monroe started off targeting the green guy because it looked like he was holding something. And then we pulled down the red and the blue guy that were the other 2 people on the catwalk that were also closest to us and beat them up. Smalls completely obliterates the blue one, and then Malin pulls down the red one. He gets freaked out and tries to put up a wall of fire to stop Malin, and she just kind of walks through it. And then once they're finally defeated, their bodies kind of coagulate to a random symbol that was on the floor, and then all of a sudden there's a bug there, and the bug attacks Malin first, and she gets thrown off because it smells like honey, and she, honey for bees. And then it lets go of her and goes after Argus, and Argus gets knocked. And then everybody's kind of converging on the green guy, except for Smalls, who's still kind of pacing around the force field, waiting for it to drop. The bug afterwards gets kind of focused between Maddie and Monroe. And then eventually they finally get off of or they finally get rid of the green guy, which drops the force field, so then we can actually attack the main guy. And then I try communicating with the bug, does not work too well, and then I get angry. And then the bug starts trying to go after me while having Maddie attached to him. And then we beat up the bug. It dies. We beat up the guy. He dies. Smalls ended up going into his barbarian rage thing, his bloodlust. And Quinn is the one who, she literally the last thing that she does after being saved is putting him to sleep and then passing out herself. The end.
Beautiful. Love it. Is there anything that anybody wants to add?
Ellie used a hidden ace to take off the head of the priest.
Yes, actually a first-time display of a couple of abilities for a few people, but yeah, Ellie kind of went a little ham there at the end, raging on this priest, and delivered some crazy Gambit-looking card magic as she sent out this flurry of playing cards that went all over the place, and one found purpose in this guy's skull and damn near took his head clean off. But a rather interesting display of magical power on Ellie's part. First time y'all are seeing this. Yeah. Is there anything anybody else? Okay. We're gonna jump right back into it. Smalls and Quinn are unconscious on the floor. Everybody else, there's a few people that are in pretty rough shape. There's a couple people that didn't even get touched. Very, very clever uses of certain abilities and spells, and this fight was. It had a couple of touch and go moments, but holy hell, you guys steamrolled this event, and it was really, really awesome. But we're going to kick right back up, and right where everybody's at, everybody's standing. As soon as Smalls goes down and unconscious, he is fast asleep, and Quinn passes out. But take it away. You guys are back inside this makeshift church. From the outside, it looks like just kind of a standard warehouse, almost like Angus and Ingus's place, but inside it is this weird, gothic, fucked up version of a cathedral that has these like strange, these messed up pews lining up. There's a big stone altar that's towards the front. That as Monroe, as you got up there, you recognized it. It's this weird bastardization of what you guys have seen in a couple other regular churches of the Trinity Church, but it has this weird alteration vibes to it that reminds you a lot of what you guys saw back in the Harpy Den all those months ago. Strange writings on the floor, on the walls, and even on the ceiling, things to be written in what appears to be blood. Argus, you've translated quite a bit of the things, but you've noticed that it's just kind of repeating a lot of the same things. And it's a lot of the same things that you guys read, again, back in the Harpy Den. There's an infernal language saying blood of the pit. There's Sylvans saying bones of the land. And then there's a deep speech saying flesh of the moon. But Argus, also, you've been able to kind of try to piece together some other things that are littered across here. And it's a weird amalgamation of all those three. And it's a very rough translation. It's not something you're particularly articulate with, even with a magical translator. But it says, like, when blood meets bone made flesh, pray a song spares from devour. Like, it is the best kind of, like, literal translation that you could give as to what's going on here. But there's some makeshift cots where these people were sleeping. There seems to be kind of a desk off to one side, stacks of papers and vellums and books. But other than that, this is what you guys have seen. Who wants to go first?
Is there a hole in the roof at all? Or is it just covered over?
It's a pretty solid roof. There's no like cathedral's glass or anything like that going on. It's a solid like warehouse roof.
I just wondered about what you said. Flesh of the moon and the bones and the blood coming together. It's anyway. Those were my thoughts. Wondering if there would be any light of the moon coming in anywhere.
Can I look around the altar a little bit, maybe searching and checking it out?
Sure, go ahead. What are you looking for?
Since kind of think that it's kind of part that's out of place, I guess I'm actually doing an investigation on it to see if I can find anything, any clues about anything that else might be used for.
Sure, roll me an investigation.
My investigation's not good, but I got a flaccid 20.
Flaccid 20, not bad. This one, it's a giant, stone slab, kind of like what you guys saw back in the Harpy Cave. There are elements of the Trinity Church here, the three gods that they pray to, Silva, Mars, Opus, that have been kind of twisted around, and there's other elements that have been kind of mixed in here. You're not exactly a religious kind of person, but maybe some of your other teammates and stuff like that would recognize some of this, but there's some strange combinations of things. Almost a couple things that I'd say you would recognize that you might have seen certain elements like weavings and bindings and things that you saw back in Last Hearth, where the wildlings live, that have been mixed in with these Trinity gods, as well as some other strange, far more sinister, darker evidence of the blood and the bones and the skulls. It's a weird amalgamation of things that have been put into this altar. On a 20, though, you definitely notice two things that stand out on either side of this altar. There are two cauldrons. Stone, basin-like buckets that are very, very reminiscent of the things that you saw back in the Harpy Den as well. And inside is something that looks very, very familiar with that strange, blackish, red, brackish, thick liquid that's just sitting there. It's not bubbling. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting in the cauldron, still as can be. And there's two of them, one on the left and one on the right.
I'm putting myself between Drew and the cauldron, and I'll just stand there.
Can I investigate the bug?
Absolutely.
I also want to check out the bug.
Okay. As you guys approach the body of this slain thing, this great beast, and it's still in this kind of like weird insectoid, almost serpentine like death throes. Like the body is still kind of twitching, the legs are kind of like still kind of like scraping at the ground a little bit. It's almost as if like something like you cut the head off a snake, it's still going to be slithering about a bit. It's doing that number a little bit.
Gross.
What's there?
What would
You
you
want-
like me to roll?
What are you trying to determine?
If it actually is one of the locust type bugs from my home.
Oh, sure. Roll me a nature check, and you can do this at advantage.
Okay.
Drew, what are you trying to do?
Probably trying to see like if it seems familiar or if I know anything about it.
Okay. You coming up on this thing? As you try to like look over it, there is a weird sense of familiarity to it. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And Malin, what'd you get for your nature?
I got a natural 20
Natural
for
20?
a total of 25.
Okay. Damn. Let's fucking
The first
go.
one was a 4.
Yeah. This is absolutely one of those kinds of things. These are things that you grew up with and remember seeing, like creatures like this that just run fucking hellfire over your home and your people and devouring everything in its path. I mean, they eat everything from your people to the places you live. These are hive destroyers. They are locusts. They are the wasps of your world, so to speak. But at the same time, you've fought them before. You've been there. You've done that. Why does this one smell familiar? Why does it smell like home? Not in the sense that it's in the same place that you came from. Why does it smell like you?
Is there something extra that I can roll for that?
I don't know.
Like insight or an investigation or something?
As you're pondering that, you're like, what is the why you've been away from home for quite a while. It's like you're like, okay, maybe I'm just not seeing it all. But at the same time, you notice that Drew is stepping forward as well. Drew, what did you roll for your wisdom saving throw?
12.
12. Yeah, it's still you can't. You're getting closer up on it, and there's something about it, something about that eye stalk and those legs that looks oddly familiar. And you get a closer and closer. It's like you want a closer look, and I want you to make me a dexterity saving throw now at disadvantage.
Okay. It's a 10.
10? That's unfortunate. Because as I said, this thing's going through its death throes and its rattles, and it's just as you kind of get close enough, this thing has just enough last go in it that one of those razor-like mandibles rears back, and spears you right through the chest. And you go collapsing down on the ground as the razor-sharp mandible goes crashing into the ground underneath you and pins you in place. Your lifeblood begins seeping out of this chest wound as this thing is like wriggling about and just broadening it and broadening it and broadening it.
Can I try to cut it off so that it stops being connected to him?
Sure. Roll me an attack. You're going to hit, so why don't you just go ahead and roll me damage?
Okay. Oh wait, would this one be on the app or?
It's fine. App, whatever's quickest.
Okay. A 7.
7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
You begin going hacking at this thing right at one of the knuckles. Honestly, you're as surprised as anybody else, but the mandibles on this thing are it's like you're clashing against steel. It's ridiculously flexible and has so much weird give. And as you crack at the knuckle in this thing, your blade just bounces right off.
Okay.
Roll me with your nat 20 on nature. You think back like, wait, these things. You don't go attacking the joints. You don't go attacking the hard carapace points. You go for the fleshy bits, and you remember that these things connect to that weird eye stalk mandible there at the center. That's where it's vulnerable. The fleshy bits, the soft, gooey center of it all.
Okay. I go for the eye stalk.
Okay. Just as before you do that, though, you look down and Drew, you take, because you are pinned in place, this thing automatically crits on you.
Okay. So does that mean that I'm dead? Like, how many hit points?
I'm
How much
rolling
damage?
here. I'm rolling.
Okay.
Just be patient now. 56 points of piercing and acid damage together.
Okay, cool.
Are you still up?
Absolutely not. That's more than my total.
Is that more than double
No,
your total? Okay.
it's 16 points more.
Malin, you look down as you see this thing pumping something into this open chest wound. It begins to sizzle.
Oh, wait. I did have 10 hit points, so I still have 4 hit points left.
Oh, shit. Okay. Malin, you see this thing beginning to pump this acid, this whatever this is, this viscous venom into this chest wound. It begins to sizzle and sear back as this chest wound broadens and goes wider. You look down and you see Drew's eyes roll back as this blood seeps from his chest. And Drew, you black out. But just as soon as you black out, you immediately come to like, but you're no longer in the warehouse. You look around and you are standing amidst a sea of carnage and clash. There are sights and sounds of battle ringing all around you. You're outside, but you look up in the sky. The very sky itself above you rages like this swirling sea of endless fire, burning black and red, broiling and churning. The very land around you reeks of smoke and ash. There are rivers running red like blood, and the mountains are on fire. You're standing in the middle of a great battlefield that is slick and ripe, and on the air you smell blood. But you also smell honey. Sickly sweet. You reach instinctively to grab your weapons, and you reach down and you see your hands. But you look at your hands, it catches you off for a second. These aren't your hands. They look so strong, yes, but they're also delicate. Almost feminine. You go to grab your blades, except you don't grab your familiar swords. No. You pull something out from behind your back. It's this weird, this large, brutal, saw-like blade. And you just begin ripping through hordes of these beasts, just like the one that impaled you back in the warehouse. Just like the one that just damn near killed you. You are almost raging the amount of hate that is just burning through you right now. One after the other, 3, 4, a dozen. And then instinctively you flick out your wrist, and this weapon tricks out and extends out almost into like this wicked, jutting, twin-bladed scythe with a double snap. And you look down the shaft of this weapon and extend it out that it just like, more than triples your range. The shaft reminiscent, it's that creature's mandible. It's that thing's very weapon that damn near killed you has been fashioned to these blades at the end, making this weapon, this strange trick-like weapon. And it feels good. You swing it clean and brutal through a dozen more faces and a dozen more and a dozen more. But then you look down and you see they're no longer these beasts, these massive creatures. No. These are faces that, and beings that, every one of them has a face like Malin. You stop to take a breath, and you see it for the first time in just like a couple, like what feels like forever now. You take stock of where you're standing, and you stand before two massive hosts, armies, vast, and the one behind you is shining. There are thousands upon thousands of these soldiers gleaming in this hellfire and steel. And every single one of them looks like Argus. Suddenly the light of hellfire is like blinded out by something even greater, an even greater brilliance. A light shining so bright, you can barely make out, it's like an angelic countenance. A great one-winged king. Black of feathers, horns, magnificent, that you can even make out through this blinding radiance. Just as your eyes begin to adjust, just as you can almost make out his face, you hear a voice that is resplendent, calm, but unfathomably commanding. Echoes in your ears and across this battlefield. And it talks, speaks in this commanding tone. It says out, "Pretender." Is Drew doing anything? You feel like your body's been moving on its own here for a moment, but at that word, that summons, what does Drew do?
Drew's gonna like stop and look around and then kind of point at himself and go, "Me?"
Just as you say me, you look down and you remember that you have a giant insect-like mandible shoved into your chest, back wherever you were. Well, that's back, only it's not a giant insect mandible, no. It's now this magnificently, ridiculously long, curved blade, longer than you are tall, that is thrust deep into your heart. But your heart's still beating, even with this blade inside of it, as this sinks deeper and the voice continues. You hear it clear as day. "I once defended the heavens in the name of another, to serve the old gods and their sickened empire, with my blood and my being. I have looked up and seen only chaos and corruption, dead whispers. For 1,000 years I was confused. No more! Respond.
I don't think Drew would say anything.
Just as you open your mouth and like have a hesitation, you laugh. Wait, do you laugh? But you hear a... It's this familiar chuckle. You've heard this laugh before. And this great light, this being, his voice, his poise, that commanding presence, cracks for just a second. And he shouts out again, "Pretender, take your meat puppets and flee. You are nothing. All you love will be but a main course upon the Devourer's table." And that's when you hear the voice. A really familiar voice. The same little chuckle. "I've gathered the will to return under no name but my own, to champion our withered blood and correct this blighted world. Beg that I succeed. For I too have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. You snap back, and you are back in the warehouse. This giant insect mandible sunk through your chest, your lifeblood fleeting out of your chest. Malin, what's your roll for that next damage?
Beep, beep. It's a total of 2. Hold on. I forgot how to do math for a second.
Is it more than 20?
Yes.
More than 20.
Just-
You slash that the squishy bits of this thing, connecting it to the eye stalk, and it comes free. And you go and immediately run over and yank this thing out of the ground. Has this thing that has Drew impaled to the ground. You toss it to the side of him. Drew.
I'm gonna go like rushing up to him and kind of like hold his face in my hands and try to like see if he's okay.
Drew, you're still up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You just hear in your own head in a very panicked tone, Ellen just going, Drew, oh my god, please tell me you're okay. Drew, please say something, please. Hello?
I'm fine, I think. How do I feel when I see Malin's face?
You tell me.
Ugh. I think when I get my bearings about me, I'm going to pull away from Malin and kind of blink at her.
I'm gonna look over to the rest of the group and ask if anybody can do any kind of like healing on Drew. He just kind of got stabbed in the chest. Please.
I'm double checking. I think I used my dragon vessel though. I don't think I have anything. I'm double checking.
I'm pretty sure you used that on Malin during the last fight.
Yeah, I think I did too. Thank you.
I lay on hands. I can go up to Drew for 15.
Nice.
Okay.
Does my face give a reaction or anything, Drew?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and be like, Malin, what's up with your face right now? And Drew, what's up with your faces? What's going on?
I just I should have been. I shouldn't have let my guard down just because it was dead. I should have remembered that they do.
It
that.
moved?
Yeah, they twitch after they die, and I shouldn't have let my guard down because I know that. I'm sorry.
Where
Drew.
where is the thing that stabbed me?
It's right next
Like,
to you.
'cause-
Malin
Okay,
threw it
I'm gonna grab it. And I'm gonna inspect that.
Just as you begin taking a look at this thing, like, yeah, this is like you from your vision, like, yeah, this is what you were carrying. It was much more, I guess you could say, cleaned and fashioned and wrapped and had a specific, flair to it. But this is most certainly the base. And just as you come to that realization, you look over at the centerpiece where the priest and stuff was slain. Smalls.
Yes.
You wake up.
Smalls is stirring. Still very, very berserked. But I do believe I get a wisdom saving throw, yes?
You get one. Gotta beat a 15.
Let's see how we do. Why is my app being stupid? Move faster. Wow, I'm still on the loading screen. For a generation that grew up with dial-up, you would think we'd be more patient, but not so much.
Oh, hell no.
Exactly.
We want it now.
Wisdom saving throw, go. I summon you. Oh, that's not good. 7.
What are you doing, Smalls?
So Smalls is, as he's laying there, going to take kind of account of what's going on around him. Is there anybody who is closest to Smalls right now? That is
Oh,
awake.
That is a
That
good
is awake.
question. That is awake. Quinn is the only one that's really unconscious right now. Drew just got back up. I'd say that Malin, Monroe, and Drew are closest to you. Maddie is also within closing distance of you by the altar. Ellie and Argus are still a ways back.
But physically closest would be Malin and Drew.
You know what? We're gonna leave it up to the die. On
Because
a
at this point, there's nobody that is presenting as a
threat.
threat, that as a direct threat. So it is going to be whoever is physically closest to Smalls.
On a 1 through a 10, you go after Monroe and Drew. On an 11 through a 20, you go after Maddie. It's Drew and Monroe.
All right. So Smalls is going to just pick himself up, still severely berserked, just out of his mind, bloodlust, ready to attack the next possible target, and he is going to lock eyes with. I'm going to roll a quick die here. We'll do a D6. Even will be Malin, odd will be Drew, and it's odd. He's going to lock eyes with Drew, and he is going to attack.
Dang.
So, with the first swing of that axe, does an 18 hit?
Yeah. Please don't kill me.
Do I have a reaction?
Oh, what kind of reaction are you wanting to use?
Since he's in my range and will walk past me, do I have a,
Opportunity attack?
yeah.
I'm going to say that determining here, no, he's within your threat range, but he has not left it.
So I wouldn't have really seen him.
He'd be right up. Yeah, you would have seen him coming, but it's not like you don't have anything that
No
reacts
threat.
to somebody entering
Okay.
your threat range. It's if he leaves it.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Drew. You are down, and you're probably down hard.
Okay.
That is 22 damage on the first attack.
Oh, yay! Smells like only had 19.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm berserked. So with that, Smalls is going to take down Drew.
Yep.
And turn and face Malin. And strike again.
I'm just gonna go, oh, fuck, I thought we were done with this.
And against Malin, Smalls, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
24 hits, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And damage was 13.
Okay. Okay. I'm still up.
And on the plus side, yeah, I think that's all I've got. I did not have any more blood boons. But being that he is berserked and not thinking, he is going to cut one more blood boon.
Oh.
Just because he is focused on attack. So 1d6 damage to me. 6 points of damage. That helps y'all drastically. All right. And that
All right.
pretty much and Small's turn.
Alright. I just posted the order. We're going right back in with all the dead folks removed. Matt, you're up. Matty is up. Malin, you're on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack him 4 times.
Shit.
So Maddie's gonna go ahead.
I'll save you the effort. Smalls is down.
Well, if you knock Malin, he's probably gonna keep on hitting you while you're down. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I was afraid of.
Yeah, sorry, man. I think that's what I'd probably do.
All right, bring it.
So Maddie's gonna knock him multiple times after that when he's knocked down. Probably just trying to break his legs, to be honest with you.
Sure. Let's see if the first one hits. You got to put him down first.
That is true. 21.
It's
Definitely hits. I feel like this is. Throw it in the chat here. This is what's about to happen.
Yeah, I guess. Is he knocked unconscious? Is that what it is?
He's down. Yeah. You have 3 more attacks.
How many points of damage was it?
Oh, yeah.
8.
Oh yeah, he's out cold.
After he knocks him with his other attack, can I take away his axe? Is that possible?
You have. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you use one of your attacks to try and yank it away. You may not have caught this the last time, but Morb had tried to yank the axe away as a cursed item. And as you do, you notice that any blood that is on Smalls immediately like coagulates out in these weird like tendrils, and he yanks it back into his hand, whether he is unconscious or not.
All right, I'll just use, since I wasted my second attack, I'll use my other 2 just to try and break his legs.
You're rolling attacks?
Huh?
You're rolling attacks?
I think if I can't take it away, I think that I'd hit him 2 more times.
Okay.
Wow, mean much,
Probably shouldn't have hit Malin.
fucker. You want to go? Let's roll. Wait till Quinn wakes up and brings me back to life, motherfucker.
Oh god, are we about to die? I hope not. I feel really bad.
Are you, if you're attacking him twice, you've committed to this. You don't even need to roll attacks. If you attack somebody who is unconscious, that is an automatic 2 death saving throws. You're attacking him twice.
Is Malin up? Or is she down?
Malin's still up.
All right. Yeah, I'm not raged or anything like that. I'll hold back. I'll just get between him and Malin.
I think it's a little too late for that, bud.
Oh god. Okay. Then knock him twice then.
You better hit the floor next to him.
Death saving throw, huh?
You failed. That's an automatic 4 failures, Smalls.
Of death saving throws?
Yeah. If you attack a person that's unconscious already and hit them, it's 2 automatic failures. You get 3 failures before you die.
Oh, so he just killed me. Like, killed me.
Yeah. And Maddie, I want you to describe how you kill Smalls.
The Smalls is dead.
Well, we'll try and wake up Quinn here in a second. We'll see. Yeah, I think that Maddie probably when he lost control after he knocked him down, just came over the top again, just slashed him down on top of him, just like a raged out of control kid just trying to kill something.
As you regain a little bit of your semblances and your senses here, Malin, I'm going to say that there for a half second you kind of like try to pull Maddie off of Smalls, and you look down and his chest is caved in, his face is just... He's literally beaten Smalls to death. There is no breath, there is no life.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna look at Morn and be like, please tell me you have more healing spells. Please tell me you can do something.
Yo, he's dead. I'm gonna lift his arm and see if anything happened.
This massive muscular arm just goes crashing down.
Yeah, that's dead. I'm gonna sneak away. Actually, I'm gonna try and hide in the shadows right now. I'm just announcing that to the group. I'm gonna sneak now. I don't know what's happening right now.
Can anyone,
guys.
can anyone wake up Quinn?
I'm gonna like really panicked look over at Ellie and Argus. Can one of you guys do something?
I'm not a healer. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna like rush over and try to wake up Quinn.
Quinn still has 3 hit points. You're fucked up, Quinn. You've had a bad day, but I'd say you're able to wake up if you want to.
Well, I think I want to. So, quick question. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Damage only goes one direction right now with our rings, right? So Maddie didn't accidentally kill both of us?
Yeah, you have to choose to activate the ring.
Okay. Okay. Then, very painfully.
And I could be a dick and say yes, but no.
I just want to make sure if you just want to kill off a whole storyline.
No, you have to choose to activate the ring.
Okay.
Man, we had such a good storyline plan too.
Right.
Come on, Quinn.
All right. So Quinn is very dazed, very much in pain. Not exactly sure what's going on. As she has been through a whole lot. But she is awake and conscious.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like super panicked and just be like, I'm so sorry. He's dying. You need help, Smalls. Please.
Quinn's eyes are gonna get a little bit wider. Smalls, the handsome one, is he like doing okay? Like what's
No,
going on?
It's bad. I can you like
where is he?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Like he just got picked by your goddess, right? So maybe if you like pray to her, then she can fix him.
Quinn's gonna look over to where Smalls is at. Smalls is limp on the ground. Monroe is ghosted. Maddie is probably still standing there. And you said chest caved in, right?
Marshall, real quick, before Quinn does anything, does this constitute a last ride action?
Fuck yeah, why not? You're
Smalls
dead.
Smalls is gonna strike out at Maddie.
You get one attack. You get one action. I forget the exact rules, but yeah, go for it.
God damn it.
I'm doing one last swing with my axe at the motherfucker that just hurt me.
Go for
We're
it.
gonna roll the hit. Oh god, I don't know if it's gonna hit. 19 to hit.
That is a hit, sir.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. You get 6 points of damage. I got a nat 1.
Quinn, save him!
I'm going to like stumble forward and rush towards Smalls, seeing how injured he is. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
You give him a once over. He's not injured. He is dead. He looks like he has been hit by a truck.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna be digging in my pouch, looking for my components. And she's gonna start doing. She's gonna put her hand on his shoulder this time because his chest is caved in because somebody's a jerk. Oh my gosh, Goddess, I need you right now. Can we do the thing like he's your warrior and I need him. He saved me, and I promise I will attack whoever did this to him. Just give me your strength one last time because I totally need it right now. And I'm going to cast Revivify. That's the name of the spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Yeah, there we go. And I will cast Revivify.
As you mad scramble, you remember you used your 1 diamond back in the temple to bring Monroe back.
I gave her the gold for one, and she bought one when everybody went shopping.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't need one because I'm a zealot.
Gee, everybody just give it a second.
Kill the story in suspense. I knew where it was going.
As you mad scramble, you forget you've also been kidnapped. You don't exactly have your pack at the moment, too. It's here
fair.
somewhere, but you don't have any of your components. But as you reach out and you ask for that prayer, you feel that warm embrace that you felt all that time ago when the weight was lifted and you felt again. You remember what it was to be hollow, to be nothing, trapped in your own body. You could feel and see everything, but you had no control. You were a vessel of emotion buried in a box. A living hell inside of your own body, cut off from your own body. That same warm embrace and her voice reaching out to you, giving you back your semblance of self. That same thing guides your hands as you have one on Small's shoulder and your other one reaches over to the caved innards of what remains of his massive chest. As you pray, give him back. Give me back your knight. The bones in his chest begin to crack, and I guess you could say he begins to expand out like a balloon, and those bones crackle back into place. The flesh ekes back over, and he becomes whole again, and his face, mangled and twisted, his jaw snaps back into place. His teeth that have been knocked out magically just kind of like twist back into his skull, and everything goes back into place. He is covered in his own blood. But all of a sudden, he just like comes back in this like still fit of rage, in this last ditch like roar of bloodlust, but rises up like some kind of fucked up, bloody berserk revenant straight out of hell. But Smalls is back.
Oh my god, I totally thought we lost you.
What the hell?
Okay, whose turn is it to hit him?
I'm gonna just glare at you for my entire turn.
That technically it's Malin, so. Right. Smalls, you're back. Quinn, you're fucked up. You had a real bad day, but you're back. Drew is making death saving throws right now, by the way. Oh, wait. Yeah, did anybody heal Drew?
No.
Yeah. Drew, I'm going to need you to go ahead and roll me, honestly, at this point, 2, 1, 2, 3. I need you to roll me 3. No, it's still just one round. So, yeah, roll me 1 death saving throw.
Okay.
That'll happen really quick. Maddie's quick. He beat the hell out of me fast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still 1 round, technically, so.
That's a success.
You're good. But you're still very much so. Is anybody going to stabilize Drew in the moment? Bring him back?
Is Drew poisoned?
No.
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 Drew's dying.
Right, but I remember the poison. That's why I was like, was that the
Well,
healing?
no, I got healed from that. It's This was Smalls. Brute force.
An X.
Axe to the face.
So I know I just healed Smalls. Where is Drew in proportion to Smalls? Like, can I see Drew? Like,
Yeah, they're pretty much right next to you.
oh. Quinn's gonna look over and be like, "Oh my god, what did your boyfriend do to everyone?"
Actually, that
it's gonna
one
be
was
targeted.
What?
It's gonna be targeted at Malin, and it's gonna have like a hint of malice to it.
You're like,
Your
actually,
boyfriend.
that one was yours. Thank you.
Your boyfriend's just totally out of control. Like, I don't understand what you even
Oh,
see in
yeah,
him.
just mine. Can you please heal him?
Gonna use healing
He's still
word.
bleeding.
I'm gonna use healing word on Drew, but I'm gonna glare at Maddie.
Wait, does healing word work?
Oh, hold on.
I mean, you wouldn't know. Quinn
wouldn't
doesn't know.
know.
I haven't told her yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Ellie
know.
also doesn't know.
Hold on. No, healing word does not work.
I'm just
So
gonna
I'm gonna
assume
cast
that
it.
I'm doing this to be a bitch, and someone's gonna be like, "Can you please heal him?"
It's not working.
Obviously not. He's still bleeding.
Wait, can I talk?
Yeah, I mean,
How
you're still
down
conscious.
am I?
It's like you're still conscious. Remember, guys, like when you're making your death saving throws, I don't say that like, you're unconscious and like just bleeding, like you're a lump there. No, you can like kind of crawl away. You can say things, but yeah, you're semi-conscious.
Hey, thanks for trying, darling. I'm undead. Also, your boyfriend did this.
I'm not boyfriends with that winged bastard.
No, Smalls.
You're just delusional. Don't worry, sweetie. I'll save you.
You're also dying. You can't have a full-on conversation. Let's clarify that right now.
I'm gonna lay my head back down, roll my eyes at her.
Somebody else is gonna have to come up with something while I read my spells.
Does anybody have a healing potion?
Am I the only one who had healing potions? I don't have my stuff.
I don't think so.
I can't heal myself.
I have an expired one.
Let's find out.
How
Okay.
expired is expired?
It's a
It's
D20
orange.
roll.
It's a 50-50 shot.
What do you want me to roll?
It's a D20. On a 1 through a 10, it poisons you. On an 11 through a 20, it heals you.
Ooh, it's a 17.
All right. Heals. Just roll a D4. You get a D4 back.
Okay. Let me find my dice.
Just heal yourself.
You get-
All right. As all of this chaos and everything is going on, you guys are scrambling and like arguing amongst yourselves on healing Drew. Drew gives the real, gives the explanation briefly to Quinn in his death throes that he is in fact undead and regular healing spells do not work on him. So, next person in line is actually Ellie.
Did
Ellie.
Malin? Where'd it go?
Yeah, she used her turn to stare angrily at Maddie.
Sure did.
Ellie, you look over and the body of Father Lambright is beginning to kind of like move as it immediately like, shoots up and immediately like without. It's one of those weird things. Like it's one of those things. I'm trying to picture the movie, but like they don't put their hands on the ground, but they like their torso. They sit straight up, and then all of a sudden they go from sitting with their legs splayed out to like standing straight up, and they're like has this like weird like almost like puppeteer-like thing to their body where their arms are just dangling, their head is just dangling, but he turns and he's now facing all of the group with his head half exploded.
Oh shit. I'm going to cast another firebolt on him.
Okay.
That is a 13.
13? Yeah, at this point, that hits.
for 12 damage.
12 damage. As you hurl this firebolt, as everybody sees, like, Ellie, like, whoa, look out! Like, throws this firebolt past everybody and nails this now, like, reanimating, like, mangled body of a priest behind all of you. His body burst into flames as this strange, hellish swirl of fire erupts underneath of his feet. And all of a sudden, the flesh peels back off of his bones, his innards, like his guts begin to spill out and are immediately burst into flames. And the blood and the sinews and everything sizzles under this flame, and his bones begin to crumble. And then all of you hear the sound of hounds howling. As the body begins to like disapparate, there's nothing left there but this like screaming, howling, terrified spirit. You hear the clinking of coins, the twirling of a coin between fingers, and you look over, and all of a sudden, appearing out of this hellish portal underneath the body is Crowley, smiling that wolfen, toothy grin under his ghost-thin mourning veil. And he's now twirling the priest's soul, and this like strange sleight of hand is twisting it and molds it into a soul coin. Just before twisting it between his fingers again, twirling it, and that fun little trick that he does, and then makes it disappear into his sleeves in another sleight of hand. And he looks over at all of you, and then he just smiles. A deal struck, a bargain fulfilled. My thanks to you all, Eternal Vanguard. You're good for business. Especially you, little prince. I mean, Matty. And he looks at Smalls coyly and he utters one last thing. First one's always free. He smiles in Quinn's direction just before slipping back into one of the portals ripped open by his invisible hounds, and it closes underneath him as he disappears.
Oh my god, how many fucking delusional friends do you guys have? Like, I don't even know what my goddess is thinking, but everywhere we go.
I'm just.
I
gonna
don't think
be
you know
like-
the half of it.
Quinn
I'm gonna
didn't
be,
go
like,
in the portal with them
dead
before,
on,
right?
like the middle of
No.
my brow.
No, Smalls didn't let her.
Yeah.
So we just killed him, and he took his soul, put it in the coin. So that one was free. Where does the coin go?
Smalls is gonna kind of like pat his side. I've got it. He just kind of feels it in a pouch.
You have your coin, to clarify.
Yeah.
The same one that you've always had.
Right. But Smalls literally just came back from the dead with one hit point. He is delusional as fuck. He's just like, I have a coin. Uh-huh.
So
Who
does-
just to clarify, who all here has insight?
I do.
Anybody that has insight, roll it for me real quick. We'll clarify the situation.
Ah, sweet.
Oh shit! I only got a 5.
Got a 14.
14?
Got a 15.
15. Okay. On a 14 and a 15, I'd say Quinn and Drew, you guys, that last thing, first one's always free. And Drew, you remember like some things like that were said prior, like he told you guys where to find Quinn. And he also specifically said, tell the priest hello for me. Tell that priest hello for me, and that our deal still stands.
So the priest traded. Ha.
But
So the priest made a deal with him
Mm.
and lost. And that's why he's in the coin?
Should have rolled higher. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're back in the warehouse.
Okay. Sorry.
Maddie's gonna check on Smalls to make sure he's not berserk anymore. You okay, big guy?
As Maddie gets up, you stay the fuck away from him.
Smalls is gonna look over at him. What the fuck happened?
You sliced down a couple of us pretty good there, buddy, so I had to take you down too.
Oh, yeah.
You okay?
I think. Not bad.
Yeah,
I'm fine too.
Okay. I turn around and walk over to Drew to check on Drew.
Can I is the bug still moving?
Nah, it's stopped at this point.
Okay. And I crushed the eye socket thing, right?
Yeah, this thing's it's just big because like a big mound of mangled legs at this point.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna like after all of that just sit down and stare at it for a while.
Okay. Argus, Monroe, you guys kind of slithered off away from this main conversation. You guys doing anything right now?
I think with my stealth, I was just trying to. Is there a way I can roll like perception checks or anything like while all of that's happening? If I catch anything else going on in the cathedral that people aren't paying attention to?
Yeah, you can roll me both of you can roll me perception, investigation if you guys are looking around at this point. Argus, are you looking around?
Yeah, because everything seems to not really be an issue in front of me since I was at the back of the initiative and everything, so.
Sure. You guys roll me perception, investigation, your choice. You guys are kind of checking things out.
I got a 12 on perception.
12? Okay.
Gonna roll an investigation. And that's 14.
14. Okay.
Do I roll
on
advantage on level 1 exhaustion? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Let me check real quick.
Okay. Since we're out of combat and stuff like that, let's go ahead and just take your 14, though. But I'm going to say, on a 12 perception, Monroe, you are drawn, like, you kind of looking around, there's, like, the 3 puddles that were left of the remains here of these, like, mages that you guys battled and killed rather quickly. They dissolved, and they're, like, their remains kind of slithered over to whatever the hell that thing was that came out of the portal. You get the impression that some kind of fuel, maybe, but whatever. But their clothes are still there, and you notice that there's a couple things, like, also that where their bodies are gone, some of the things that they might have been wearing or carrying are still there. Argus, on your investigation, you're drawn to, you notice, like I said, the back of the cathedral, you notice that there is the altar, and then you also notice that off on the side here, there's, like, where the cots and stuff are, there's also a desk. It kind of is like, it's just like dark wooden, mahogany type big broad desk. It's got a bunch of like various, looks like maps, ledgers, scrolls, vellums. There's a lot of stuff piled up over there.
My holy and blind ass is going to slowly hobble my ass over there at half speed to make sure I don't trip over shit, because I'm theoretically half blind at the moment.
Okay. Monroe, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over towards the clothing that I see.
Okay. Which one do you head towards first? Green, blue, or red?
I forget. Was it the green guy that like I was focused on more?
Yeah, green was who you were definitely focused on more. You brought him down with your
so
flurry of
that'll
daggers.
be my first.
Okay. You walk over, and like I said, the green robe is just a green robe. There's nothing really about it, but as you kind of like sift through, you pull up an interesting pair of bracers. They're almost like these like strange metal bands that have a bit of a heft to them, but they seem intricately and well made. They're definitely not traditional armor by any sense, but I mean, you're no wizard, I don't know, but there's something about these that definitely catches your attention. You go ahead and pocket those?
Yeah, and I'll present it to the group later. Because right now I think they're all in a weird tizzy that I'm like, I better just stay out of it.
Right. We switch back to the rest of the bulk of the group here. You guys, as you're all kind of gathering your senses and you're having these conversations, you all kind of take note, like, yeah, hey, we're still in here. Probably not the best place to have like a deep conversation or spend a whole lot of time. But it all kind of clicks with you on the moment as you see Argus kind of moving off to the side. You notice Monroe's kind of like skittering about in the back end there behind the altar. What's everybody doing? Does anybody want to go join with the other two? Check out some other stuff. What do you want to do?
Billy wants to walk over to the other two, red and yellow.
Okay. You notice what I'm going to say that you notice what Monroe's kind of doing, taking stock of everything. I'm going to say that you're kind of drawn over to blue. That's the closest one to you.
Yes.
As you walk over, same kind of deal. You check it out. The robe isn't anything special. It's just a blue linen, dyed robe. But you notice that there's a strange book that, as you kind of pull it away, there's this big primer. It's like a metal cased book that has like a metal hardcover over it. It has a small latch. It's not locked by any means, but it's what's called a primer. But you might want to take a look at it later. But you go ahead and you take it.
Put it in my backpack.
Okay, go ahead and add a just primer book to your inventory for right now. Anybody else?
Quinn is gonna go over to Drew, seeing that everyone else is fine, and just look at Drew, like, put her hands on her shoulder and be like, I totally am sorry. I don't know how to fix you, but I'm sure my goddess has a solution. I've never not been able to heal someone, so I don't know what that winged bastard did to you. I don't know why I can't heal you, but I promise my goddess will fix this one day. It's totally going to be okay.
Drew's gonna kind of chuckle. Thanks, Quinn. What that winged bastard did to me has nothing to do with the damage, and I'm undead from something I think that happened a long time ago. But thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be okay. I always have been before.
All right, if you totally think so, Quinn's gonna quickly cast Healing Word to see if it works again.
Okay, so when I looked, I didn't see anything that said that Healing Word didn't work on undead, but Cure Wounds doesn't.
So
But I
Healing
don't-
Word. The very last line of Healing Word is the spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
I don't see that on mine.
Do you have the legacy version?
What I'm looking at. Yes, I think so. Does that mean I can heal myself?
Possibly.
I don't like that.
We'll explore that more later, but for right now, you're stabilized.
Okay.
I don't know. You've never explored your own body yet.
There's always so many people.
I'll go check out the red body if no one's checked it out yet.
Okay. You go over and lay claim to red. Same deal. Red linen robe, nothing special about it, but as you pull it away, there's a strange, like, beaded necklace, maybe a long bracelet. It's like something like maybe what monks and stuff wear, but no, not what monks wear. I don't know. It's just some kind of weird, goofy beaded necklace, but you look at it and each of the beads is like swirling and has this like almost like a translucent fiery, like opaque light to it. And yeah, it's some kind of strange red beaded necklace.
All right, I'll bring it back to the rest of the group.
Okay. Smalls, Malin.
Is there part of the bug or parts of the bug that I would be able to take with me?
I mean, you could. Drew already took an arm, so
Yeah,
one of the
I'm taking
mandibles.
that.
That's fine. I'll take a mandible.
You gonna rip off a mandible?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hot.
It has like I said, it's hard as like wrought iron. It's incredibly strong. But as you give it a good yank away from that fleshy like center of it, it rips out relatively easily. But the arm itself is incredibly strong and durable, and that knuckle has like a real like snappy give to it.
Who is it just Drew that's close by me?
At this point, everybody's kind of like going out and start to look around the place.
Okay, so from Drew's perspective, he's just gonna see Malin sigh really heavily, mumble things under her breath to herself as she like goes over, and then like very, very angrily like pulls it off.
Go
And
ahead
then
and
just
add
kind of over her shoulder.
okay. Go ahead and add giant insect mandible to your inventory if you want.
Mhm.
Quinn, who is next to Drew, also witnessed this and be like, "Yeah, if my boyfriend was a jerk, I'd totally be that way too."
So he's your boyfriend now?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Sure, but you guys got rings. Did I miss a wedding?
If you want to. I'll...
Oh right, they did get, we did get these together. Yeah, well that's. We'll
Smalls is
see.
gonna mutter out protection.
Hey,
Yeah.
sure, Smalls.
Yeah, protection from everything upstairs, I guess.
Sure.
As Smalls lays there, he is going to reflect on the moments in which he was actually dead, and he's gonna think back and remember that he saw two children, one boy, one girl. He saw a chimera that looked vaguely familiar. He saw a robotic guy, vaguely familiar, and a bunch of others, vaguely familiar. And all of these people, all of this family of his, flashed across his eyes. And he's going to look over at Quinn and Drew and everybody else. And, did I die?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Hell spit you back out.
very sorry about that.
Yeah, murdered by a teammate.
Huh. I must
On
have deserved
accident.
Smalls, personally, I think you did deserve it.
If one of you killed me, I must have. The fuck happened?
Maddie lets out a loud laugh about that.
Well, you tried to split me in half again.
Giggity.
Smalls is going to look over at Drew like, oh shit. My
We
bad.
kind of lost it when we were fighting the priest.
No, we get it. Your girlfriend was in danger.
Yeah, she was in danger.
Girlfriend?
I look over at
Smalls is going to look genuinely puzzled. Like genuinely puzzled. Girlfriend?
You guys have matching
When?
rings.
For
Oh my God,
protection.
you guys are looking way too much into this. Like, we don't want all the
Sure.
emotional drama that all of you guys have.
Are you guys all done in here? Can we go back?
I'm done.
Just as Malin says that, Monroe, over by the altar, you all kind of take notice that there's like two different splits here. There's Monroe over by the altar, and there's plenty there's something strangely odd about the altar over there, and then you also see that Argus is over by this desk going through various books and vellums. And right now, we're going to go ahead and take our break. We're at the halfway point, and I want everybody to decide if you're going to head over to the altar or if you're going to head over to the desk. Let's come back in. Does anybody need 10 minutes?
Yes.
10 minutes will work.
Yeah, 10 minutes would be great.
Okay, it is 8 p.m. my time just before, so let's come back at 8:10.
Roger.
Hey,
I'm feeling lucky.
I'm gonna write down where I'm going.
I'm gonna do a luck roll to see which way I go.
You do. Everybody decide on which direction you want to go.
You want us to throw
A vote for the robot is a vote for the blind leading the blind.
Small as you can move just fine. Go ahead and pick a direction, either the altar or the desk.
We can't leave the desk by himself.
That poor desk. You're leaving it by itself.
Yeah, I'll go to the desk.
Argus is by the desk.
Yeah, I'll go to the desk with him so he's not by himself. Wait,
Who's
where's
at the
Mal?
desk right now?
Argus.
Argus is at the desk. Damn it! I was hoping you'd be opposite of him. All right.
I can go to the altar if you want to go to the desk.
I don't care. You're fine. It's gonna play out how it's gonna play
The
out.
choice has been made.
Yeah, I feel like you know something I don't. What's about to happen? Tell me.
I know nothing.
Tell me.
I'm here for one wild ride like everyone.
Title today, my friend.
I know
I know,
literally
holy
nothing.
crap.
I know that Maddie just beat me literally to death, and Argus tends to be somewhat friendly.
That's fair.
He made you do an extra saving throw without even trying. He just made you die like extra time.
Well,
Exactly.
Sorry, buddy.
So which one is Maddie going to? The desk? Alright. Quinn's going to the altar.
What if Smalls is going to the desk? Does that change your mind?
I've watched you kill a puppy and a teammate. And you knocked me unconscious.
That's why I forgot about the dog.
Hey! Let's concentrate on the correct things, okay, guys?
Yeah, Quinn's just being petty.
Yeah, where's Drew going? I'm going with Drew.
The altar, obviously.
Yeah, answer has been changed. Let's go.
Oh shit.
It's okay. I'm used to being abandoned.
Ah, shit.
Smalls is gonna look at Quinn, look back at Maddie, look back at Quinn, and go this way, and point towards Argus.
Yeah,
Towards,
I'm going to Argus
going
with
to
you, buddy. Yeah, we're going to Argus. Let's do this.
oh god damn it, Matt! You motherfucker!
You're abandoning me, Maddie?
Alright, Maddie.
Heartbroken.
Maddie needs to make a choice, apparently, because the
With my
entire team
emotions.
is
I'm going
taking off.
last. I'm going last. You guys can decide. I'll let you know when we get to the end of it.
I thought you were supposed to be the decisive one. You're the leader.
Down to the desk.
I'm just blind right now. I don't have Quaddle until my next long rest.
I feel like one of them's going to blow up, and it's probably the desk. So this should be good.
No, that would make sense.
Yeah. I feel it coming.
It's okay. However, I do love how Marshall's like, is that double your max HP? I'm like, just trying to get another one of us with Nat 20. Just going for it. It's rude. It feels calculated.
Yeah, Smalls and Quinn are apparently opposite Maddie, so whatever Maddie picks, we're going the other way. Quinn is going to do it very intentionally, so it's going to be very obvious that the sole reason she's going somewhere else is because Maddie's going one direction.
That's fair.
Yeah, at this point, though, Quinn has every right to blame Maddie for every bad thing that happens. Because from her viewpoint, it is kind of been Maddie for every bad thing that happened.
I don't like Quinn. That's all.
Well, at least no one told her the story of Chiron, because
Oh no!
she would definitely blame you for Drum in addition to Chiron, because the statue's there.
Yeah, that was a package deal. I apologize.
Yeah. You kind of just killed the entire drinking group. We were homies, man.
Oh no, I was so upset.
This is actually Maddie's secret plan.
Murder the whole team.
Well, Chiron's gone, Drum's gone, and Smalls is gone. That was the 4 that were together in the first episode.
Yep. You're just a little evil mastermind.
I don't have a comeback. All right. Yep. I feel bad.
Do you
I miss
The
keep
Prince
doing
of
it?
Darkness arising from the graves of his allies.
I miss Chiron. I miss Drum.
You were about
You
to
miss
miss
his
balls.
healing.
Yeah.
I feel like Argus is the definition of the support said, fuck it, I'm going rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Could we say Argus has friends in dark places? They're not really low places. They're just kind of taboo to go to.
Dude, all of that lore that Marshall did at the beginning of the episode, fantastic.
I'm so excited to understand what the heck it meant.
Me too. I have some ideas.
I do too, but is Maddie gonna kill you before your lore is revealed too?
Probably.
We'll see.
Was that from John or was that from Quinn? Because it feels like I'm starting to be attacked.
I keep thinking about that blood, bones, and flesh. Like that's like
Mm-hmm. That's what Drew's thinking about all the time.
flesh of the moon. Flesh of the moon. It's like blood of the. Wait, I gotta read.
we have it in our lore.
Mm-hmm.
I know, so I was gonna.
Roll. Horse.
Where did Maddie say? What direction did Maddie say he was going?
Desk.
You're going to the desk. Okay, so Smalls, altar.
Hey, where is it in our lore? Hold on.
Wait, is it not there?
Maddie.
Not zero chance that I didn't share the part that was translated yet from my actual type info.
It's in our quest board. Blood of the pit, bones of the land, flesh of the moon. Yeah, it's in our quest board. It's not in our lore.
Who am I missing?
Blood of the pit. Bones of
Matt, Malin, which way are you going? Malin, which way are you going? Desk or altar?
Altar is where Maddie and Drew are.
Nope.
Desk. Maddie, Ellie, Argus, and Drew are going to the desk. Altar is Monroe, Smalls, and Quinn. Oh no, Drew is going to the altar.
Ellie's going to the altar.
Okay, so I have that backwards. Ellie's going to the altar.
Monica, Drew's going to the altar. Maddie's going to the desk. So you got to pick.
I'm gonna go over to Drew.
Damn it!
Going to the altar.
Fair fight.
This is like Baldur's Gate. Like everyone's got like plus hearts and minus hearts based on this choice.
So is it just me and Argus then?
I think you're the only one going to the desk with poor Argus.
That's okay.
Oh wait, is Argus over there? Okay,
No.
I got confused. I thought, okay.
I think you already committed, Malin. So just saying.
It's okay. It's
But you're
fine.
going to leave me?
Okay.
Don't let Drew talk you out of it. Come to the desk. The winners are going.
No, I think you should go to the desk.
All right, I'll give you one chance to change your mind. Are you going to the desk? Or you going to the altar?
I'm going to the altar. I'm gonna stick with my pouty face and Maddie.
Maddie's just receiving glares from the altar.
From everyone. God.
All right. I think that's everybody. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. Is everybody back?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Smalls, Monroe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then let's. You know what? Let's kick it off with the desk first. Maddie,
Sir.
so you walk over and you join Argus at this desk. It's like I said, it's this long, kind of like black, weird mahogany desk. It looks like something that's straight out of like a big office space somewhere. But it's ramshackled together. It is just loaded up with papers and vellums and random books, and there's even maps and stuff on here. What are you doing? Argus is kind of going through a few things.
I think is like against the wall, or is it just like in the middle of the area? Like what's
It's against the far right wall, kind of like over by their. This looks like to be kind of like their. I guess there's some cots and stuff straight out. It's like almost like their makeshift sleeping area, but these guys are very, very minimalistic. All of the clutter and all of the gatherings seem to be on top of this desk.
Yeah, he's going through the desk, right?
Argus is right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and help. Then I'm just gonna like move it, open it up, like push it against the wall, checking for any hidden compartments, like false bottoms and stuff like that underneath it.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check. One of you can do it.
Give him the help action. I think.
I was gonna say, either one of you can do it. Yeah, either one of you can do another investigation check, but you can give the other a help action. I'll allow it.
So one of us gets the investigation, no help.
No, one of you can do the investigation and give help to the other.
Okay.
Or you can both make a check. It's up to you.
Wales, mine's +1.
Well, I have exhaustion, so.
Alright, so I'll do that advantage then?
Yes.
Okay.
Statistics.
Let's go. Natural 20 on the first one.
Woo! Yeah. That 20 is good
13
stuff. What you get in the second one? Well, it's a natural 20, so yeah.
Nat 20 on the first one.
Okay, for a total of 21.
Yes, sir.
All right. Like I said, there's various maps and ledgers, scrolls, vellums. Many here are written. They're all written, or for the most part, they seem to be written in the common language, and it's dictating accounts here. As you go through, you find several ledgers and books that are dictating and accounts numerous individuals that this priest seem to be tracking, and also on a nat 20, avoiding. Argus, on the nat 20 and giving assistance, you notice something also sticking out in this. On the desk is actually an interesting looking abacus. What is called an oculant abacus. Looks a little familiar to you. You go ahead and take that. It's an abacus, but rather than like little beads or things that would be used to do accounting or numbers, they're little hand-carved ivory skulls.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and take that and add it to your inventory, it's called an oculant abacus.
Mm-hmm. It is added.
Cool. Maddie.
Yep.
But going through all of this, like I said, you find particular ledgers here that are dictating people that he was tracking and people that he was specifically avoiding. Which one do you want first?
Let's go with who they were avoiding.
Avoiding. You go through here, there's several things that are scratched out. It seems to be somebody that, people that he was no longer worried about or had been, quote unquote, taken care of. But the three most recent entries here you notice that take reference to, there's someone here referred to as Mr. Blue Eyes. Looks to be someone hunting, investigating snatchers by the notes here, or more specifically, hunting Father Lambright himself directly. You also notice that there's several here, like almost like receipts, like handwritten receipts, and indicating that the snatchers here have defaulted on payments to a specific Vikander vessel. Roll me a history real quick.
14.
14, not bad. The name Vikander, you don't know a lot about it, but basically it's pirates, river pirates. You've specifically heard that before. They're a clan of pirates that travels all of the rivers here throughout the entire nation. They're particularly they're known as kind of like hit and run boatmen, almost like like Vikings, so to speak. But they're known for extreme brutality and the taking of slaves, particularly. And next to this ledger, or next to this notice of default on payments to this Vikander vessel, the vessel's not directly named, unfortunately. He's like, you're going through this. But there are numbers next to various races listed, like 3 drow, 2 minotaur, 5 elves, dozens of people. The last thing on the most recent entries, you notice that there's a specific note here stating to avoid a group of mercenaries that were guarding a wildling witch and something called the Abomination. There's a note here that mentions an informant reporting them as carrying something called the Fey Fever.
Got it.
Are you skilled in medicine?
I am not.
Okay. You may make a note of like the thing about Fey Fever. Like you may make a note of that for somebody that in your group that has skill with medicine.
Got it.
Okay. You want the tracking now?
I do.
Any questions or anything between, that you're thinking in yourself or something you want to share with the group about the avoiding?
I will. I think I'm going to talk to Monroe when we get back with being the pirates and everything like that. So, yes, but not right this second.
Okay. Under tracking, same kind of deal. Lots of stuff scratched out, but the most recent entries, you notice that there's something here. It's talking about an unknown wildling witch. Recently arrived in the company of a mercenary group in the Opus district. Suspected of dabbling in heretical dark magic. Capture at all costs.
Does that sound like Quinn to me then?
Not Quinn.
Wildling.
Oh, Wildling. Yeah, okay. Maybe Ellie.
The second entry marks someone named Emerald, as in like the gem. It's notated as a bard and a suspected apostate, thief, and enchantress. Snatched a week ago. Handed off to someone referred only as the judge. And the most recent entry is written very hastily and very, angrily, in a sense. And it's circled about a dozen times. It reads, The Abomination, with the words purge written angrily around it numerous times. There's hard lines linking this entry with the Wildling Witch and a group of mercenaries described above.
Got it.
Like I said, make a note to ask about the Fey Fever with somebody that might have skill with medicine.
Perfecto. I will as soon as we all meet back up right now.
Okay.
Nothing
really else.
Out loud by chance that I could hear you, Gutsu? Or negatory?
I'd say I'm talking about this stuff out loud since we did the help action. I think that doing the help action might probably talk about all this.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
I just want to verify for self-knowledge.
Cool.
And as you guys pocket that, Argus, as you pocket that abacus, you guys kind of take note here. There's nothing else really. Maddie, you give this thing a big once-over. There's no hidden compartments other than on the Nat 20, you were able to find several drawers that were locked. You just ripped them open. There were nothing really complicated about the keys. And you found a lot of this information, locked away. But it's a lot of information. I can post it to you later if you need some recaps.
Yeah, I'll recap a little.
Helpful.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. As you guys start making your way back, this is happening simultaneously with what's going to happen over at the altar, but as you make your way back towards the group at the altar, Maddie, you take a specific step. You guys walk past where in the centerpiece where the priest was, where he was torturing Quinn. On your same investigations, I would say you use that same roll in the Nat 20. You notice that everything that the priest was wearing and carrying was basically dissolved and turned into him with that coin, except for two things. You made note of the short sword and the whip that he was carrying. They are still here on the ground.
If it's simultaneous, I guess I'd probably go over to them to add it to our loot stash then.
Since you're already familiar with this, you take note that the short sword and the whip, the blade on the short sword, is the same kind of material as the design of the Hellfire dagger that you carry.
Got it.
The whip is also littered with strange little barbs that are made out of the same black wrought iron, nasty gnarled metal that has little reddish veins running through it.
Awesome.
So you can add a Hellfire short sword and a Hellfire whip to your inventory. You recognize these.
Sweet.
Okay. Everybody else over at the altar. Who's doing what?
Well, Ellie's gonna spend a sorcery point to do 2 more runes because she lost one, so she has 3 total that are inert now.
Okay.
And move forward to the center of the altar just to see. Can I do a perception check to see what's laying on the altar?
Give me a
Or
perception
do I
check.
need to? Okay. Get over there. Oh, what's an 8?
Altar itself is relatively clean, so to speak. There's really nothing on top of it other than all the stuff that's decorating it, like I described. It's a weird amalgamation of the Trinity gods. You notice that there's things here that are representative of your wildling beliefs back in Last Earth. And, obviously some bastardization using blood and bones and darker magics, twisting all of this together.
Can Ellie take the wildling stuff?
What do you want to take? I mean, it's mostly like, bindings and like weaves and things like that. Like I guess you could say like dream catcher type things. It's things that seem to have been like claimed and then added to this altar as almost like trophies in a sense.
Yeah, just those things, just to put in her backpack because they remind her of home.
Sure.
And she thinks it's an abomination that some priest would have these things on an altar.
Sure. Yeah, with relative, I'd say you could climb up on the altar and pull a few things apart. Make me a dexterity saving throw, though.
Alrighty.
You're gonna need to beat a 12 in this instance.
Oh, that's 11.
You cut your hand on some of the wrought iron of this thing. It's almost like wrought iron gates and stuff. The metal is coarse and rough and rusted and nasty. You slice your hand open. You take 6 points of slashing damage as you cut your hand open on it. But I'm gonna say you go ahead and you can gather up the wildling things though. Here, hurts like hell, but you're getting blood all over everything a little bit here. But yeah, you can take the wildling stuff. Go ahead and add wildling altar materials to your inventory. This is a custom item.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So did she get blood like actually on the altar?
Oh yeah.
Is there any change to the altar when it gets blood on it?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
I've been talking on mute and I'm sad.
Oh shit.
I know.
Check your mics all. If you want to say something, jump in.
I was gonna cast detect magic, but we're long past that point.
Oh, you can cast detect magic. I don't mind.
All right. I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. The altar itself is not radiating a ton of magic. I'm going to say, if you use detect magic, I'm going to actually give Brew advantage on his Arcana check. Then, if you're using detect magic, the altar itself not exactly radiating any kind of magic. Now, there's nothing that really taking it from it, but the 2 cauldrons on either side of it definitely radiating magic, like hardcore.
I got a 17.
17. You notice that when the blood drips onto the altar. Nothing really happens with the altar, but on a 17 with the advantage, you notice that the cauldrons ripple ever so slightly, like almost like somebody set off a drum or a heavy footstep.
Oh, I'm gonna check out those.
Okay. So Warren Rose, Smalls, Quinn, Drew, Ellie, and Malin are at the altar. I'm going to say everybody here except for Ellie and Quinn, you all would have a relative ease of recognizing this stuff as the same kind of like twisted magic and altar epitaphs and the cauldrons, these black buckets full of this like thick viscous liquid from the Harpy Den that a couple of you drank. I believe it was Drew and
Xena.
Xena that drank them last time. Drew, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go look at the cauldron and see if it speaks to me again.
Okay.
Like the other one did. I'm gonna look at both of them, so I don't care.
Okay, as you're kind of like, you're running around like a excited child here. Yeah, they are definitely. It's almost that same weird echoes of multiple voices that are just calling out to you, but they're not angry. They're not. It's just whispers, and it's definitely drawing you in. There is a hunger to a lot of this in you and the magic. Anybody else doing anything?
Can I roll? I'm gonna have Quinn walk up to the cauldrons. Can I roll investigation, see if there's anything like written on the cauldrons, anything that indicates what they are? As I have not interacted with them before.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me investigation. And since you have detect magic up, I'll give you advantage on this.
Sweet. Gotta find my dice. 20. I have investigation. Okay. 18.
18 altogether? Okay.
18 altogether.
Even with your detect magic, you are definitely able to see that there are runes here written in Infernal, Sylvan, D-Speeds. It's the same thing that I've been telling you that's basically written everywhere else in this place. It is blood of the pit, bones of the land, flesh of the moon. That they're all kind of weird and mixed mashed together. But on 19, you don't really like this isn't really your forte, even as a cleric. It's like this is all still relatively new to you as a quote unquote cleric, and you're trying to think back to your past life, your quote unquote past life, your training, everything that you read. I mean, you used to be a real bookworm, but there's nothing here that's really drawing you as to what the purpose is here. But you do know that magic of this sense, this kind of like gathering if it's meant to be consumed, it is meant to be a conduit, almost like you are carrying a part of the magic for some other purpose. And there are costs to such things. And all of you here, except for Quinn and Ellie, would know that if you drink of this stuff, yeah, there is an inherent risk involved with magic like this. But if you persevere and come out on the other side, you do not come out weaker. You come out stronger. On the whole.
Good to know. All right.
So Smalls would like to roll a perception check. Just we're standing at the altar. This was kind of where, there's been a lot of symbology here. There's placement of people. Just from the altar, seeing, is there anything else that would be of interest for us to investigate?
Okay. Roll me perception.
That's terrible. Never mind. He sees nothing. It's a 10.
Yeah. 10, nothing more than what I've described and what everybody's going through. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Sure.
If I want to ask my eyeball the rest of my questions, do I have to ask them all at once? Or could I ask one now?
Well, you can ask one now.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Still-
kind of like,
Still requires the casting of your spell.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I have that. Another charge. What time is it? Like, are we
I'd
past sunrise?
Yeah, I'd say it's. I'd say you're coming close to dawn. Like I'll let you cast it again.
Okay.
It's been
Oh.
24 hours since you used it before, I guess.
I'm gonna kind of like snap in front of my eyeball, I guess, to get her attention. Like, is any of this related to our cauldron and what I need to find?
She responds with only one word. Drink.
So, what was the word?
Drink.
Okay. Well, she told me to, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Do you drink from? Well, you're drinking from one or both.
Well, I think both, but I can only get to one at a time.
Okay. I'd say we're gonna drink from the first one, and we'll see if anybody wants to stop you from the second one. Roll me a d4.
Okay. I don't know where I put my dice.
So is Ellie close to Drew?
Yeah,
Ellie,
within 5,
butt
10,
out.
15 feet or so.
Okay, so Ellie's gonna run over and tap Drew with protection from poison.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
you don't. I'm gonna say she does. Like Drew does this in the snap of an instant. Like you don't get a chance to before Drew dives in after casting that spell. I'm gonna say you don't get the opportunity on this one. But if you want to do that before, maybe he goes after the second one. Absolutely. We'll see what happens. You got a 3. Okay.
I got a 3.
Oh. Okay. On a 3. What do you drink out of? Like, do you just grab it? You have another skull in your inventory? You crack open, drink out this bad boy?
No, I don't. I don't
bombing
have
for
any
bombing for
more skulls. No, I'm just gonna try to reach in with my hands, and if I can't do that, I will try to pick up the cauldron, or I'll drink out of it like a dog. Any means necessary.
You cup your hands into this thick, bloody liquid, and you cup it into your hands. And as soon as you pull your hands up with the liquid in your hands, all of the other liquid in the bottom of this thing disappears, and it's all in your hands. And you cup this back, and you drink deep. And as you swallow it back, it's thick and viscous and vile, and it begins to burn down your throat. But as it begins to burn down your throat, all of a sudden it comes back up, and it just sits in your mouth. Even if you try to scream or spit it out, it's still sloshing there in the basin of your mouth. And all of a sudden you begin feel your tongue. Your tongue immediately splits in 2. Right down the middle.
Okay.
And then it begins to elongate out into this long serpent-like fork. And you feel as if you have been struck by a sudden need, a compulsion even, to tell the truth as lies, and lies as the truth.
Okay.
You have been struck with what is called the honest forked tongue. Literally, from now on, whenever you choose to make a persuasion or a deception roll, you must first roll a d20 to determine what you speak. Essentially a luck check. On a 1 through a 10, you must speak the opposite of your intent. On an 11 through a 20, you may speak as intended. Truth or lie, though, you roll at advantage.
Cool.
So essentially this means that if you roll well, you get advantage on your roll to say exactly what you want to say. If you roll poorly, if you're trying to lie, you must tell the truth. And you will speak the whole truth.
Oh no.
If you're trying to tell the truth, you will lie, and you will lie very well.
Can I ask a point of clarification on this?
Sure.
Is it what Drew believes is truth, or is it truth?
Truth.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
What you truly know to be the truth.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, does my tongue look forked?
Oh yeah, you have a like thick serpent's like tongue now.
Sick.
You still speak normally.
Okay. Oh. So I just got free body mods. Hell yeah. Tongue splitting's expensive. I'm gonna go check out the other cauldron.
Quinn casually has looked over and watched like your tongue pop out of your mouth and split and then go back into your mouth. Just gross. And then goes back to doing what she's doing.
In Drew's excitement as he's walking over to the other one, his tongue does dart out every once in a while like a snake tasting the air. Just
And as he walks by Ellie, she taps him for protection from good and evil, or from poison.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Does
one's gonna
anybody
go
else
for
do
like,
anything?
Drew, are you sure you want to do this? Like, is this truly what you want to do?
Yeah, she told me to.
She told you to?
Yeah.
Who is she?
That's none of your damn business, Morn.
Well, it is if I'm suddenly seeing your freaking tongue sprout out like a venomous snake. Like, what the?
To be frank, what my tongue's doing ain't your business either.
I'm just gonna go and stealth away.
I'm surprised. Melon hasn't stopped me yet. And before she does,
I would like to go to the cauldron first, actually.
no.
Okay.
Can I? Do I see her going over there? Can I like race her over there?
I'm gonna say she gets a jump on you, Malin. What are
Oh.
you trying to do to the next cauldron? Do you want to drink?
I'm gonna drink before he does.
Malin. Oh my god.
This whole
Quinn-
time she's just been watching what you're doing and then remembers everything that happened with the last cauldron, and she's like, oh no, he's not doing this to himself again.
Quinn watching Malin go for the second one.
As
Really
I drink,
gross.
I'm also going to make eye contact with Drew.
I'm at the desk, right?
I'd say you're about halfway. Like you're at the centerpiece, picking up the sword and the whip at this point. As you see Drew kind of on the side, moving around the front of the altar, and you notice Malin. Obviously, you keep an eye on her. You notice Malin run over, cup her hands, and just give this like power move look at Drew, and tilts her head back and swallows it up.
I'll yell what the fuck as she's doing it in like slow motion. What the fuck?
Y'all have dominance issues.
Malin, roll me a d4.
That is a 2.
2. You roll this stuff back into your throat. Again, it's thick, it's vile, it is disgusting. And you begin to feel it like coursing down your throat, and you can almost feel it pumping through your veins almost instantaneously. It is quick. It is harsh. You can feel your heart bumping, thump, 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 hard and strong. And for a second, you feel as if you feel like you got that runner's high. Like you could, like, I can go run a fucking 2-minute mile. Like I got this. All of a sudden, your new blood begins to pour out of your nose, your mouth, your eyes, your ears, so to speak. Every orifice on your body, you begin to seep and bleed profusely. I want you to roll me 3d4, but roll each one individually for me. Roll them on the app.
Okay. As I start to, can I just kind of like hunch over so that Maddie doesn't see what's going on?
Roll me a stealth at disadvantage, and then roll me those d4s.
I'm looking right at you.
It's very much so.
Oh no.
Okay, so stealth is a +3. The first one is a 16. The second one is a 15.
Okay.
So 18 total.
18? Okay. I mean, Maddie's looking. Even at disadvantage, you got an 18. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Maddie's looking right at you, but I would say you kind of like tuck yourself away, and it's like, what are you trying to hide exactly?
Okay, the first one of the D4s is a 1.
Okay.
The second one is a 2.
Okay.
Third one is a 3. How many am I doing again?
3. Just 3 for right now.
Okay. So 2 2s and a 1.
You take 1 point of exhaustion and 5 points of damage.
Okay.
You roll these on the app, right?
No, I rolled them on my actual dice.
Okay. Your next ones you're going to need to roll on the app, okay?
Okay.
I'm tracking these for note purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, you are stricken with a ridiculous amount of pain. And you are just bleeding from everywhere as you double over and almost knock this cauldron over. But as you do knock it over. It's this giant stone basin as it goes crashing to the floor. There's nothing left in it, though. You have consumed its contents.
Maddie darts over to cradle her, I guess, is a better way to put it, since she's fallen over.
Okay.
And Ellie just yells, "Why the hell are you guys drinking this stuff? I don't understand this group."
Drew, please, healing. What can you do something, Drew? Anybody, please, anybody. Looks over at Quinn with like puppy dog eyes.
I would say I'm already by her side.
So Ellie's already cast protection from poison. Can she touch Malin?
You could try casting it again.
Right. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm casting it again. And
So that's-
I touch Malin. So if you touch a creature, if it's poison, you neutralize the poison.
Cool.
And for the duration, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistant
Okay,
to poison damage.
So you cast protection from poison. Does anybody did anybody try and heal? Did I hear that?
Yeah, it's 19 points. It's a first level cure one.
You say that,
Mm.
but the healing doesn't take effect. And in fact, Malin, I want you to roll me 6d4 now.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
And you need to roll each one individually.
Mm-hmm.
If Quinn thinks I did this, I'm leaving the group.
A 4.
Okay.
A 2.
Okay.
A 3.
Okay.
A 2.
Okay.
And a 2.
You need one more.
Okay. Oh, it's 7?
It's 64. Did I miss the first one?
It's a 1, a 4, a 2, a 3, a 2, and another 2.
Great. 6. You take 13 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It is not poison. And another point of exhaustion.
Okay.
And you are not healed.
Okay.
In fact, any effort that they just made to heal you hurts excruciatingly.
Am I able to do like a medicine check at all to figure out what's going on?
Sure, you can make me a medicine check. Are you using this opportunity to maybe bring up the other stuff about medicine?
I would love to talk about it with Drew, who is proficient in it.
Sure.
And
I'll go ahead and let Drew roll at. Drew, go ahead and roll at advantage.
Okay.
I hope she didn't get the Fey fever. Just throw it out there.
That is a nat 20, so 26.
Yeah.
On a medicine check like this, Drew, especially with what you've been going through and you've been experiencing this before yourself, this is not a poison. It is a curse. And it is a powerful one.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you possess the ability to counter the curse or know its origins in order to break it, you just have to let it run its course. Whatever happens, happens. This magic, what you consume, has a price for what you gain on the other end. You must pay something to get something. And it's often, if you can survive it, if you can sustain it, it's often beneficial. For the most part. But something catches your attention when Maddie says, he says Fey fever. And then all of a sudden it dawns on you, Fey fever, on that nat 20, you realize you were checking checking everybody out back at Angus and Ingus's warehouse. Fey fever. That's what you couldn't remember. You've read about this. Fey fever is what you all contracted when you consume the mushrooms and pass through the Fey portal, the Fey magic, to get out of the Endless Sacred Woods. That weakness, that everything that you've been feeling, that price to pay for that magic, that's what the Fey fever is. Every single one of you paid a price when you consumed that mushroom to pass through. You lost one of your points permanently. Dexterity, wisdom, charisma, something along that lines. But you remember now, something in the back of your memory, you're like, yeah, Fey fever. It's not, but that's not, Fey fever is not a curse. It's actually a pretty common thing, especially among the wildlings. And even, Ellie, you've heard of this before too. You don't really know anything about treating it, but you've heard of, Elder Ingrid and stuff speak of it. The Fey fever is not a curse. It's a disease. It's something you pick up from the environment. And as a disease, it can be cured or reversed by any means of curing a disease. Be it a potion, a spell like Lesser Restoration, or a charge of Lay on Hands.
So that's what Malin has.
No.
Well, no, not
cursed.
But we've all had Fey fever.
Every one of you have Fey fever. And it all of a sudden dawns on you that that's what they were talking about in those books. The Snatchers were saying to avoid the mercenaries contracted with Fey fever. And on a nat 20, I'll even put one more thing in here. Because it's a disease, it's transferable by normal means of spreading any disease, like touch, bloodborne pathogens, saliva, even breathing, maybe. And you guys have been walking all over town.
Oh no.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll relay that information to Maddie.
Maddie curses for sure, trying to figure this all out.
Drew's pissed, by the way. What she's got is a curse. She just got to let it ride.
Let it ride. She's bleeding from every orifice on her body.
Yeah.
Nice.
Malin, can you hear us? Are you okay?
I'm just gonna do like a thumbs up as I start like coughing. You guys also notice as I am like coughing up this blood and it's like all over my face and everything, it's not red, it's more of like an amber color.
Ooh.
Oddly enough, she smells terrific. Sweet.
So
Even.
Quinn, overhearing them discuss curses and things like that, is gonna pop around from the other side of the cauldron because she's still investigating it. Yep, that's totally how curses work, and it's probably better than your teammate betraying you. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Quinn,
Quinn,
shut the hell up. Do I have anything that I could like collect some of Malon's blood in?
I don't know. Okay, do you have like? I'm trying to think of like what tools you have.
I don't know.
You know your inventory.
No, I do not.
You have rations, hemp rope, tinderbox, torch, water skin.
Are
Not
you,
particularly.
Like, telling me that, are you like vocalizing like I wonder if I have anything?
No.
No, you're not proficient in any tools or anything like that, so you wouldn't be
I don't
carrying
think so.
around any files or anything. So no, I would say you
No.
don't really.
Can I still? Can I? I'm trying to decide if I want to do this. Can I stealth and try to taste her blood?
Yeah, sure. The roll is going to be a 50.
Okay, well I've got disadvantage, so I'm sure this is gonna go great. That's a natural one, baby.
Yeah, no.
Start choking on the blood.
You're doing like the whole Leslie Nielsen from like Dracula Dead and Loving It, like smacking your lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you are not subtle. You are unsubtle as hell.
Oh my gosh, but he's so subtle.
But
Can
you all
I-
you all start taking stock of the situation and realize you guys have been here a while. Do you want to continue to hang out here? Do you want to take a look around, or do you want to get the fuck out? You have rescued Quinn.
Malin, do you think you can walk?
Can I speak or am I just
Yeah.
Hold on, I can still speak telepathically. What am I doing?
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, you telepathically. You're gonna need to roll though, to make sure it comes out telepathically.
Okay, I'm gonna roll real quick. That's a 13.
Okay, so that's a positive. So you're good.
Telepathically, yeah. I'm just gonna be like, it hurts, but I can walk. I will be fine.
I can carry you.
Did you say that to everybody or just the people immediately around you?
To everybody.
See, she's a boss bitch. Told you she's got this.
I put her arm around me as we're starting to walk. Then
Oh wait, Marshall, does her blood taste familiar?
You don't get a taste of it.
Oh.
On a nat one, no.
Well, that was just
Unless
for
she
being
offers-
filthy.
Unless he offers it to you, no.
You could ask.
Ooh.
Weird little vampire thing. You can ask.
But Maddie's right there.
I'm gonna say you guys are having these conversations as you are leaving the warehouse, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
All right.
Malin, do you want me to carry you?
My legs work. I can use a little support so I don't bump into things, but I'm sure.
I can wild shape into a horse or something.
Okay, sure, that'll work. Argus has a way of getting around, right?
Yes, Argus can walk.
Okay, but like you can see, right?
For the most part. I mean,
He can hold on to my tail.
I'm not fully blind. It's just like cataracts. It's a little blurry everywhere.
Okay, I just want to, because I know I can't see anything at the moment.
So
I just
Ellie
wanna make
walks
sure that
over
you
and grabs Argus's hand. Walk with me.
I'm gonna follow because I am blind and I can't do anything till the next day. So about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you any wild shapes? Anything going on? What are you guys doing? Is this like before you? This is before you leave the warehouse. Last opportunity.
Yeah, Malin, that's up to you. Do you want to try to
If
walk?
you are okay turning into a horse, I will accept.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming that my wild shape looks pretty fucked up now, though.
Shape's pretty fucked up. Yeah, it already was.
Mangy
The
horse.
ugliest horse you ever seen. Here for you.
I can't see it, so
Really uncomfortable to ride. Like its spine is like
Yeah,
you're just kind of like straddling a spine. You know, it's not a very comfortable horse.
Quinn is gonna follow
Alright.
behind near Smalls, but as they pass Morn, she's gonna be like, "It's so romantic. Somebody's got to sweep everybody off their feet eventually."
So is that another jab at me? And I'm just gonna like walk away.
Quinn, not realizing it was Morn that she walked by, oh shit! I didn't. Oh, I totally fucked that up.
Marshall, I'm going to activate my Dragonhide belt so I can get a refresh stock of key just in case we fight somebody else on the way back.
Okay. All right. So Drew is a mangy horse. Everybody else is kind of gathering their stuff up. You guys start making it. You start making your way out of here. So Malin, are you riding Drew? Giggity.
yes.
Okay. So you are not moving of your own accord. You guys are making your way back. Where are you headed to? You headed back to the warehouse?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the warehouse. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys step outside, and it's just like dawn is on the cusp of breaking. You got maybe an hour, less than that, 45 minutes before the sun is fully up and the city like starts to come alive. But you guys just anything special, any stops, anything you guys are doing, or just heading back to the warehouse?
Heading back, I guess.
Okay. Everybody, are you taking the tram, the trolley, and like? Are you
Yeah,
walking?
whatever.
Are you?
No, whatever's the easiest. I'll pay for everyone to get back.
Okay. 7 gold for everybody, including yourself, and then 5 gold for your horse.
Got it.
Oh, they can fit a horse?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. What
There's actually like these little. There's actually like these strange little baskets underneath where like the people ride. That's for like goods and animals.
A horse? Of course.
Of course.
Amazing.
All right. All right. Something. It doesn't. I got a roll here. It's fine. Okay. Any conversations on the tram or anything going on while you guys are headed back? All right.
Quinn's gonna scoot up towards Ellie and be like, "That was totally a bomb-ass fireball you threw earlier. Like his skeleton came out and everything. You're so cool. It's like your fire hair and everything."
Yes, you are very cool as well, Quinn. I'm sorry what happened to you.
I think I'll get over it. I'm pretty sure it's one of those church bastards. They don't like that I have magic again or whatever, but my goddess will take care of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that we're in trouble, though. I don't know. That freaked me out because those priests are an abomination to anyone like us. And they will try and hunt us down and do whatever they can to take our magic.
Of course,
It
that's why we've got to be better. Like, if you've got that bomb-ass fireball, I think you'll totally be fine. Like, they're not very strong. There's just a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a nightmare of mine. So seeing it in real life was really numbing. But I'm glad I was able to explode that guy because talk about a hypocrite. Hypocrite. I hate hypocrites.
I totally agree. I think Quinn's gonna, like, lean back in her chair.
Yeah. And Ellie's just gonna stroke her cheek and say, "I'm so glad you're safe, Quinn. That was so scary."
Thank you. I think we have a pretty bomb ass team. If
Yeah.
can stop killing each other.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Quinn's gonna giggle. I have no idea what a Valley Girl giggle is, but that's gonna be the giggle she shares.
Oh my god. Anybody
It would be
else?
like it would be like Barbie's giggle. How Barbie laughs in the movies.
Gross. All right. Anybody else? Okay. You guys make it back to Argus and Ingus's warehouse a couple hours after dawn. It's like you guys are traveling from one end of the city to the other. Not quite one end of the city to the other, but definitely through the lower southern portion of the Sylvaden district back up to the northern central portion of the Opus district. So it takes you a couple hours on the tram and then walking. Bruised, battered, beaten, bloody. Y'all are fucked up, most of you. You make it back to Angus and Ingus's warehouse. And Malin, I need you to roll me another. It's going to be another 66. Or 64, sorry.
Okay,
D4.
I got scared.
64.
Number 1 is a 4. Number 2 is a 3. Then a 4. A 1. A 4. A 2. I've lost track of how many I've rolled.
That's 6.
Okay, cool.
You take. Sorry. You take another 17 points of damage
Okay.
and another point of exhaustion.
Okay.
You guys are safely, quote unquote, back at your warehouse. Angus and Ingus are actually not here right now, but seems they left the door open for you at least. Floor is yours. Quark is in the back, kind of bedded down. He's doing his whole sleeping like a giant chicken type thing with his head tucked in, his feathers all fluffed up. He's just cooing away back there though, next to the beetles. Well, in between the beetles, I would say. For the rest of it though, the warehouse is relatively empty.
So Ellie walks in with Quinn and puts her arm around her. It's like, I think some sleep would do you good. And hopefully you can bed down comfortably. Then Ellie's going to find her place on the wall and just sit there and think about why the hell people would drink from cauldrons they didn't know what was in there.
Ellie, as you kind of sit down in the corner and kind of off to yourself, you feel something in your pack kind of like thrumming. Thump, 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 thump. Do you grab it?
Yes.
It's that heart
Yep.
that you took back from the fight.
Mm-hmm.
This giant, not giant, but it's full size heart. Not sticky or anything. It's almost like it's beginning to kind of harden over, stone over. It has this shard shoved to the center of it, but it's still beating. What do you want to do? You want to do anything with it?
I want to show it to the group and say, this, I still have this. What do you think we should do with it? I have no idea what to do with it. I can't get the shard out. I don't know. what it is, can I roll a perception check?
I mean, perception's only going to tell you what it looks like. What else? What are you trying to determine about it?
What to do with it? It's like
Okay.
it's active. This thing is active.
Roll me an Arcana check, and if anybody wants to help you out, who wants to see if anybody in the group wants to help you out?
I'm not proficient in it, so.
Is anybody else proficient in Arcana that wants to help out?
The robot would like to help out. The crystal seems intriguing.
There we go. Okay, one of you can roll an Arcana check and give the help action to the other.
I will help Ellie.
Yep, Ellie, go ahead and roll Arcana at advantage.
That was a nat 20 for her.
Ooh. So Argus, you're the one rolling?
No, I was just seeing what rolled in the app from her.
Oh.
She rolled a 20 plus 4.
Sherry, you're muted.
Oops. Sorry. It was a nat 20 plus 4.
Beautiful. Argus, with your help, you come over and it's like it's almost like you're trying. You've worked with metals. You're an artificer. It's like you know how to separate something. It's like if metal expands when it gets cold, shrinks up when it gets cold, heats up when metal. But you realize that just by adjusting the temperature here ever so slightly, this heart has this heart and this shard. By applying your hellfire to it, it expands and contracts ever so enough that the shard easily slips out. No damage to either item on a nat 20.
Yeah.
On a nat 20, you also identify this thing. This is an item that you could call a telltale heart. Holding it, it fills you with a sense of courage. Go ahead and one of you, like if you guys want to one take an item, and the other for Ellie, if you want to keep both, you can add a telltale heart to your inventory. And Argus, the shard itself is something that you don't exactly recognize, but you can tell it's not of this plane. It is something from farther, much, much farther away. It is what is called a far realm shard.
Okay.
Oh. So are both of these in my inventory, or what are we doing?
It's up to you.
Well, that is up here. It is your crystal, but I would like to investigate it slightly further.
Okay, so you take the shard and to investigate, and I'll take the telltale heart.
Sounds like a plan. What was that? The name of the item again, Marshall?
Far realm shard. FAR realm shard.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Argus, as you kind of go back and you have the shard in your hands, like you kind of take notice, like, oh yeah, like I was looking to kind of work on some stuff. Like, did you want to create your smoldering armor? Did you want to work on a were you interested in one of the hellfire weapons? Like, I know you've been, you think back in your minds, like you've been eyeing that dagger pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. But I also noticed Maddie acquired some other accoutrement that might be useful as well, since he enjoys that dagger of his.
Worth the conversation.
Definitely first thing in the morning when everyone's not almost dead.
Okay. Maddie, yourself, it's like, yeah, you're kind of like taking stock of your stuff, and it's like, you remember that, do you have the companion band now, or does Small still have it?
No, he gave it to me. I asked for it earlier from him. I haven't put on anything, though.
Okay. You have that in your inventory, and you still have the Hellfire Dagger. You hanging on to that, or giving it back to Smalls?
I was going to hold on to the Hellfire Dagger, but with my knowledge of the Hellfire weapons, I know I killed 2 things, but I don't know if they had souls or anything. Do I know how the coins appear at all, or how that usually takes place to see if maybe something might have appeared in my inventory with coins, or just maybe it didn't happen at all?
Yeah, with your background, you would definitely, you know that killing something with a Hellfire weapon literally channels their soul into a coin and manifests a coin and traps it like a vessel. That's the point of the metal that is forged in literally the hells. It is from that plane of being. It is a trap spell almost. You have to kill something that basically the soul, is something that is belonging there. hell has a lot of rules. It is a very lawful place. It is a very fucked up and evil place, but it operates under a great deal of rules. It's like you can't just go on a murder spree and kill 100 innocent children and nuns and expect to use their souls as funding for a soul coin. No. A soul coin is only created when a truly evil or bartered soul that belongs to, that was attached to the hells, is slain with a hellfire weapon. You get the impression that by killing the mages with those weapons back in the inn, and what you've been able to piece together about what these tranquil are, most likely they are soulless beings.
Gotcha, yeah. That's what I figured. Okay, thank you.
Since Mark already went to bed, we'll deal with his stuff later. Monroe, you still have that bauble of message?
Bottle of message.
Yeah, the bauble of message. You're using it to send the
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
You gonna hang on to that? You gonna hang on to that? Or you gonna give it back? It's up to you. It's like there's no pressure here. That is entirely up to you. We're just taking stock of a few things in everybody's inventory.
I'll hold on to it, yeah.
Okay.
Since I can move around pretty well and stealth around, it'll be easy for me to talk through it. But the question is who wants to hear me talk to them? Okay. And I think right now Smalls has the receiving end of it.
Yep. Well, it's bauble of message. You can use it to send to anybody that you can see within distance of using it. It gives you that cantrip.
Okay. Yep, I have that.
Okay. Drew, you're taking stock of your inventory as you guys are getting ready to kind of take a rest here, but you have in your inventory that mantle of nature, that gift from a certain special someone all those months and months ago. You recall that your group also has a hide in its inventory, a displacer beast hide from that battle in Sylvaden against the Ghost of the Darkness. Maybe Argus could do something with these. You know very little about creating magical equipment or transforming it into something else, but you do know that seeing what Argus and Morb and them had done before, that it takes a base, a fuel. Certain items are required of certain power in order to transfer or create something of great magic. So, do you want to hang on to that, or just be thinking about it?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
You have the insect mandible leg, though.
Mm-hmm.
And looking it over, it's like, yeah, then that, from that vision, from that and everything, you potentially, if you wanted to, you could maybe turn that into that thing that you were wielding.
Yeah, definitely that is something I'm interested in.
Could be worth a conversation with Argus. It's pretty handy with stuff like that. You might want to probably get Malin's insight, maybe. Anatomy and whatnot.
Oh, speaking of Malin, while I'm still a horse, and I'm sure Maddie helps her off my back, can I nuzzle her and maybe try to get a lick in?
Jesus.
I gotta know.
Malin, it's up to you. It's like, are you going to allow this? Or does she need to roll a stealth? As a horse.
When he nuzzles me, I'm gonna push his head back a little bit, and I'm gonna be like, "You can always just ask."
Well, fuck.
You're still a horse, by the way. You can't talk.
Well, I can if I shift back.
Then you can't nuzzle as a horse.
Well, she already pushed my head away. I'm gonna shift back, and I'm not gonna look at her, but I'll kind of lean in and be like, I don't know how you knew what I fucking wanted. Can I taste your blood?
I knew what you wanted because it's you.
God, that makes me sound like a pervert.
You're just a little weird. But yes, you may. Not my ear. That's weird.
I'm gonna use a finger. I'll drag a finger through it. I'm not gonna lick her directly. Maddie's right there.
Are you at like? Are you? You asking me? Are you asking me if it tastes familiar?
Yeah.
You're waiting for me?
Yes, I am.
Oh fuck yeah, it tastes familiar.
Okay.
This is absolutely something you've tasted before.
Okay.
It has a nectar honey like consistency to it, and it also has a smell consistent with that. But the taste, oh no, the taste is brutal. It's foul. It's almost similar to what you just drank.
Okay.
On that note,
Is it,
anything else?
yeah, is it similar to what I tasted in the dream
Oh yeah,
with the cauldron? Okay.
it tastes very, very similar to what you just drank from the cauldron.
Okay.
Malin,
Mm-hmm.
you're taking stock of your stuff. I mean, you are wiped the fuck out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You have that double-bladed scimitar, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Really, you need to practice with that. You're thinking in the back of your mind of this like fever dream of you got everything going on here. Did you leave that citrine bracelet in your inventory back at the altar for Kyron and Drew or Kyron and Drum?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Go ahead and eliminate that from your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a bunch of wolf pelts, like I think 2 or 3 that you've been carrying around for a very long time. You want to think about doing something with those.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cloak of billowing that you've been passing back and forth. Oh, if you're not using it, maybe Argus could use it for something.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really bring this up, but you are still carrying a fuck ton of rations.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to spread those out to people.
Maybe start building an inventory for your wagon somewhere.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Anything you're doing?
Other than thinking about the bug and Maddie and Smalls and Quinn. Man, I've been thinking about a lot of people right now. I'd mostly just be thinking about like everything that happened during that fight and afterwards. And then just like knocking out at some point.
You got one more roll to make.
Dang it. Okay.
We'll come back to that in just a second.
Okay.
Quinn. I'd say the only thing really that, the universe will remind you of is maybe find a good jewelry shop or wholesaler where you could probably pick up some more diamonds.
Did I recover my diamonds from when I was kidnapped?
How many did you buy? We didn't specify, and there's none in your inventory.
There should be 300 worth.
So you have enough for one casting.
I have enough for one casting because Drew got it for me. Did I not have it in the inventory?
I saw jade dust on there, but I didn't see any diamond dust.
Oh, it's because I was gone. When they went to go buy the things.
Okay, make sure you add that and keep accurate track of it. So you have one for right now.
All right.
Okay. Anything else Quinn's doing right now?
So despite all of her bravado earlier, she understands that curses can be a really powerful thing. So she is going to try and stick near Malin when she beds up for the night, just to keep an eye out on her. Because she's a bomb-ass bitch, and this team needs her.
Okay. Stay close to Malin. Anybody else doing anything if you guys bed down for, I guess, the day at this point? It's like you guys are getting back just after dawn, so you're going to spend the day sleeping.
So, quick question. All those things that we got at the altar, chapel, whatever, we can discuss those later because everyone's dead tired. But
Yeah, I say we'll pick up. You guys will have it. If you guys want to talk about it in like your chats and stuff like that in between, and then if you want to bring up anything next session, we absolutely will. But is there anything you guys want to do before we move on to this next part?
No.
I think we're set.
You guys all start bedding down. It's been a long ass day. You guys have been on quite the adventure. All over a couple districts. You guys have been to the circus, stole some things, pissed some people off, made some sort of kind of new friends. Interesting, Crazy devilish wolf person, a few other nice contacts. Rescued Quinn. Most of you are in pretty rough shape. None the worse for wear, but nothing you guys didn't choose to participate in for the most part. You guys all start bedding down and welcoming your cots and your beds and your rolls, and just like, yeah, we're done with this fucking day. And then all of a sudden you hear this rhythmic little knocking at the double doors of the warehouse, the big barn doors. Someone's at the door.
Maddie, see who it is.
Yeah, Maddie kind of half awake walks over there and he'll check on to see if he can see out who it is. Is there any like peephole or anything?
Not really. It's a big ass barn door.
No, Maddie's pretty tired at this point, so he's just gonna open it up.
You open it up, and standing before you is the most eccentrically dressed, brightly colored, broad-shouldered drow woman. Drop the chat.
Oh yeah.
You open the door, and she just looks at you, and she kind of puts her hand up and says, "Hey, baby."
Hey.
Hey, honey, I'm looking for the Eternal Vanguard. I was told I could find him here.
Well, you found him. Who's asking?
Oh, baby, my name's Joan Jett. I'm looking to hire y'all.
Maddie tries not to get excited, kind of looks back at the group, since we're not a real guild yet.
Oh, Letty, over at the guild, she told me to come hit y'all up.
Why didn't you say so? Love Letty. Come on in, come in.
You let her in?
Yep, absolutely.
You invite her in. Excellent. Like I said, she is built to impress, and dressed to the nines, and picture like Serena Williams meets David Bowie.
Ooh.
And she kind of takes stock of all of you and puts her hands out and says, "Hey, babies. Malin, I need you to roll me taking count here."
Oh no.
Yeah. You have one last one.
Okay. Just one D4?
D4.
A 3.
How many hit points you got left?
3.
Quinn?
I'm off mute. I'm here.
Malin immediately stops breathing. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
What?
No!
As a player, I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
As a player, I'm freaking out.
Fine, it's fine. We're not gonna die. They're slowly dying. Shit, they're dead.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I feel like Mr. Meeseeks, we all want to die.
You guys are gonna get your damnedest, that's for sure.
I don't think so.
Yep,
Curses
now I'm
suck.
stressed out.
Alright, this was so stressful.